Okay. There's the chat on the side. Okay, welcome everybody in the room, in person, online. Thank you for coming. My name is Lee Cruz. I'm the acting, well, I am the co-chair, but we do have a vacancy for a second co-chair. And so we're gonna get started. The reporting is on. We have the following house rules. We just want to remind people, we're focused on no fault problem solving. We're asking people who normally talk a lot like me to step back a little bit. People who don't talk a lot, like I won't say anybody, step forward a little bit. If you have something to say, open, honest, safe space, listen with open minds and just believe everyone's best intentions. And we are action oriented. So we decide what we want, when we want it, and we plan to make it happen. We are Fairhaven and community collaboration centered. Our goal is to start on time, proceed on time, and to honor the agenda. So thank you all for attending. If you're online, please mute your microphone unless you are speaking. You have a speaking part. Use the chat box, which I have put up on the screen here at the library. Reporting is on. Let's call the meeting to order and have the roll call of the board.
Lee.
Present.
Want to call Liz still? Should I still call Liz? No.
No, she's resigned.
Patricia.
Here.
Is present.
Abby. Here. Adam.
Here, present.
And Christina, I'm here.
Okay. Then if you're online, please introduce yourself in the chat box. That way other people online can see you, and then it'll scroll here as well in the room. Have we established quorum, Mr. Vice Chair?
Yes, we have.
Wonderful, that's great. Okay, so I'm gonna call for approval of the minutes. Would someone like to
I'll make the motion.
make a
I'll
motion?
second it, Sally.
Okay, motion has been made by Dennis, seconded by Sally. We don't need to vote, right? You just go forward.
Yeah, just as long as nobody has any thing to change about last month's minutes, then it is assumed approved.
Thank you, Adam. Have you read the minutes and you have anything to change? Anybody? I don't see anybody online. I don't see anybody in the room. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're gonna go to the financial report and I'll correct orally what has not been corrected on paper, which is Patricia is now our treasurer, and she will be giving the report, and starting next month, we will correct the agenda to reflect that. Patricia, go ahead.
Okay, yes, I'm here. We only had a few transactions this month. We reimbursed Lee for the fruit basket, the holiday fruit basket during that meeting, which was for $70.19. We had another anonymous donation of $300, and then the monthly Zoom fee came out this month for $5.05. And again, the total is $4,385.66. Just one thing I forgot to do last month for my first report was to thank Gina for allowing for the peaceful transfer of power, so to speak, and assisted me in the banking and getting everything done for that.
A real example of how transitions should happen. Thank you very much for that, Patricia. And again, thank you, Gina. I know you're online in the background there. Thank you for all your service. Okay, we're gonna go right to the police report next.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening, Zoomers. I'm just gonna dig right in there. It was a pretty decent month. Cost for service about the same, 870, about 61 arrests, 4 robberies, no aggravated assaults or 5 burglaries, 8 deaths from motor vehicles, 8 thefts.
Oh, facts, I thought you said that.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Thefts.
Sorry.
From motor vehicles, 6 motor vehicle thefts. And we had 0 firearm discharges and 0 murders in the month of in February. I did want to highlight, we are getting to that time of the year where it's starting to get nicer. With that being said, crime tends to go a little bit higher. So just be vigilant out there. And then they want to talk about the larcenies from motor vehicles. The most of them, if not all of them, of the 8 are all people leaving valuable items in plain view. We get a lot of video when these happen, and they're looking in every car, and if they don't see anything valuable, they're moving on to the next until they see one and they break in the window that way. So please hide your valuables. And then the burglaries. I think I thought I talked about it last month. The vacant homes continue to be an issue. 5 of the 9 robbery and burglaries that we had was either to a vacant home or a construction site. 382 grand, which is a Fairhaven Health Clinic construction site, got hit again. So just be vigilant with the vacant homes. Other than that, I'll leave it up to questions.
Any questions in the room? Is there a question in the back? Yes, sir.
I have to put the arm up.
Oh, I apologize. Someone with an arm in a cast, so it has nothing to do with wanting to ask a question, but thank you for that clarification. Okay, anyone online have
I
any
do.
questions? I see Dennis.
Yep. Sergeant, again, thank you for all that you do and your team. The
Thanks.
warm weather, those few days brought out the dirt bikes and the quads.
Yes.
It was like boom. As soon as the temperature went up, out they came. Any plans different without revealing anything, in particular on how we can handle them this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's that's a good question, Dennis. You're absolutely right. They're gonna come out in waves. Our plain clothes guys are undercovers that go going around in unmarked cars. You won't see them obviously, but they're out there. They monitor social media for the bigger events. Like they like to when I say the dirt bikers and quads, they like to organize these types of events. They don't broadcast it on Facebook, a lot of Telegram type stuff, but they monitor it. And if there's like a meetup, usually Sundays are like Sundays and some random weekdays, they'll go ahead and put a detail together under covers and kind of follow them that way. As you know, we can't chase them at all unless they just clearly shot somebody in front of us or something like that. So we can't chase them. So the next best thing is get them at gas stations. There's still $1,000 ticket, I believe, for the gas station attendants. If they're not supposed to turn on the gas for anybody pumping on a quad or dirt bike. They're subject to the fine, so we could still do that. And following them and hopefully wait until they stop and to grab them. But that is the plan. Nothing changes for the patrol level though.
Thank you for that. Is your hand up, Adam? I see your hand up on this. Is that your hand up? Oh, no. For some reason. You have a little hand symbol up on your screen for some reason. So anyway, okay, doesn't matter. Okay. Any other questions in the room? I don't see any. Thank you very much, Sergeant. Really appreciate it. Please stay with us as long as your schedule allows.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so you may have noticed that there's been an adjustment, a change in the agenda just for this month, and it has to do with the fact that a couple of our presenters have other activities they need to go to. So we're gonna go a little bit out of order of what we normally do. And we're gonna be talking now about, we're gonna have Miriam Nunez, and she'll present her guest. And this is about Connecticut Early Years Program, Early Childhood Education is the topic. So Miriam, if you want to come up and sit here, that would be great. People will be able to see you on the screen, and people on the screen will be able to see you better.
If it's okay, I can stand so people can actually see me. I'm very short. So, hi Hi, everyone. So we are from CCP, which is the Children's Community Programs in New Haven. My name is Galit Sharma. I'm the Director of Family Development and Support Services. We have several programs where we work with families in New Haven and in actually the greater New Haven area. We have several programs. I really would like to stress one of them today. I know the time is short, so if we can just run through the slides, we can just go to the next one. And the next one, and the next one. If you can just go through a few of them until we get to our programs. And in the meantime, I'll just say that we start with families who have either babies, newborn babies, or children under 3, or they're prenatal, still waiting for the baby present. And the idea is that we are a primary prevention program. So we want to work with families very early on before something happens, before they get to a little bit more. Is
Slide 18, Adam.
I think.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so we are primary prevention. We want to work with families very early before things happen, before they're called to DCF, before there is foster care and things like that involved. In our agency, we have many other programs. We have a few very big foster care programs. We don't want our families to get there. So this is one of our goals. I'll go through the programs really quickly, but really one of them is the one that is relevant for families in Fairhaven and really everywhere in New Haven and the area. We work with families who face several challenges, all different things. It could be homelessness, it could be being new in the country, it could be being, not having a good and stable parenting model as a child, not really knowing how to parent. And really the number one reason for child abuse and neglect is actually stress of the parents. And the stress can come from so many different reasons. They might not be able to put food on the table. They might have to be evicted tomorrow, or maybe it's some mental health issues. So we are helping with all of those things with the families that we work. And we are really trying to focus on the parenting. That's really the goal of our programs. But we can't really talk about parenting and about, reading a book to a child when you don't know what you're going to give to your kids to eat tomorrow.
Right.
So we have to do tomorrow. We have to do everything. It's a holistic approach. It's a several generational approach. The child, the parents, the grandparents, if they're involved. And that's how we work with our families. Usually, mostly, I should say, one-on-one, it's home visiting. We go to them. They don't need to have a car. They don't need to bundle the baby in the home. We go to them in the home. We also do a lot of community groups, community workshops. We have a fatherhood program, as you can see on the screen. So it's home visiting, mainly one-on-one, and a lot of groups. Our programs are Connecticut Early Years, which we have Miriam Nunez here. She's one of our family consultants. They're doing a great job. It's a new collaboration with Yukon, and we are located in child care centers throughout New Haven. And that's how the parents connect with us. So it's kind of the homeschool connection. We started from there. Our Healthy Families America program is evidence-based. And this is a program where we go into homeless shelters, we go into addiction treatment facilities, and we actually go and seek the mothers. This one is actually usually only mothers. We seek the mothers who have little babies, who have a very young child, who are expecting a baby. And there are so many stresses, as you can imagine, coming up. So we're helping them while they are in those facilities and transitioning to the community, and we can stay with them for 5 years. The program that is really most relevant for for you, if you know families with young children that are struggling, or even those who are not struggling, just could use some extra support, is the Baby in Me Connecticut. Our parents as teachers, also evidence-based, it's all proven that it really works, it has good outcomes. We concentrate again on the parenting, which also includes the child's health, making sure that they can get to the doctor, that they go whenever they are supposed to go, safe sleep practices, potty training, things like that when it's time. And there are a lot of, parenting topics that we talk about. And again, as I said, along with all those other care management topics that we need to address with each family, which is different for everyone. But our families are very, very stressed and just see us as support. And for this program is the one that we take referrals from really anyone in the community. The parents can call themselves, or if you know someone, I have some brochures here. I want to say if we have the QR code. We don't have the QR code here, but it's really easy to get. There is the contact information. I also have my cards, which I can leave on that table if anybody's interested.
So why don't we just go ahead and open it up for questions? Thank you for that
Sure.
presentation. If you could bring the presentation down so we can see people online. Are there any questions in the room about the program? Yes, right here, question.
Well, do you presently serve how many families?
So in all of our services right now, we probably have 110, 20 families. Well, not people, but families, so it's a little small people, yeah.
Is it possible for you to go into the schools specifically during the school meeting days and give your presentations to the faculties of the various schools?
Absolutely. So our services are geared towards families with very young children. And are you referring to elementary school?
Well, I was thinking of
But it's-
elementary schools, but then also parents about to be in high school. And,
Yes.
giving out the brochures and the
Absolutely.
information to
Yeah.
them so that they know you exist and can call you.
Yes, we do work with teen parents. We do have actually connections in some of the schools, but not in all of them. We do need to do more with that.
Great. Thank you
Yeah,
very
that's
much for
great.
that.
Thank you.
And then there's a question in the back, and then I'll go online if anyone has a question.
In 1985, we were new in the country and we had 3 children in time. Only the third one could catch up with the child care centers. The first 2 were by the feet of libraries. So if you are taking the child care centers for base, maybe that's not the best idea, but that was in my time. I don't know the time.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Childcare centers, so it's only one of our programs. We have 3. The largest one, we actually get our referrals and our families from the hospital, usually from Yale, as soon as they're born or going to be born. And that's when we kind of catch the family and connect with them. That's a very good point. And the one program that I was talking about in the schools, it's actually it's a pilot with UConn. They're trying to put together a new program and it's smaller. But that's a very good point.
Let's see, any questions online? I want to be able to see the folks. Can you pull the presentation down? A question online? I don't see any questions online. Thank you very much for your presentation. Please make sure that our recording secretary has copies of the brochure and you can leave the rest on the table over there. We're going to move our agenda along because we do have several things to go through.
I just really quick want to add that all of our services and all of our literature is in both English and Spanish.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, moving right along, let's, Ashton, are you with us from the Fairhaven Health Center?
I am, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, there you are. Okay, wonderful. We're gonna, can you?
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Ashton Hurd. I'm the Director of Programs at Fairhaven Community Healthcare. Dr. Lagarde and I wanted to make sure that we got the word out in the community that we are offering family preparedness clinics. Adam, do you have the slides?
I do. 1 second.
Okay, sorry.
No, I'm just pulling it up.
So the family preparedness clinics are held at our main site at 374 Grand Avenue. They are open to anyone in the community. They do not need to be a patient at Fairhaven to take advantage of these clinics. The purpose of the clinic is to help parents plan for their kids in the event something happens to them where they're unable to do so. So we have volunteer attorneys and volunteer interpreters, as well as our staff that are present and able to do standby guardianship paperwork, as well as power of attorney. So currently we are offering those on an appointment basis. We have evening hours during the week, and we also have Saturday mornings from 9 to 12. What we're doing at Fairhaven is we have one of our care coordinators reach out to the families that are interested, and she goes through the process with them. She explains what the forms mean. She explains what the expectation would be of a guardian or power of attorney, because there's certain, you would want to make sure you choose appropriately. And then she explains what the appointment will entail and what forms they might need to bring in, what identification, etc. Adam, can you switch to the next slide for me, please? Thank you. So this is the flyer that we had created. That QR code had been working up until about 20 minutes ago. It will be fixed by tomorrow morning, I promise. It goes to a Google Sheet that's protected. Only myself and one other person can see it. When somebody signs up, they put their name, their last name, their phone number. They cannot see who else signed up for this. Only we can see it on our end. But if you know of anyone that would benefit from this, I can email the actual flyers to CMT to get that out there. But I've also shared with Junta, with Fatima, John Lugo. So Lee, I can't recall if you have them, but Sarah has some. But I'll make sure we get the flyers out there and that the QR code is operational. I'm also gonna send my email in the chat. So if anyone has any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out if you want further information. You just want to know a little bit more about the logistics. But we are offering this to anybody in the community completely free of charge, and we will walk you through the process.
Thank you very much for that brief and informative presentation. Any questions in the room? Yes, Sarah.
Thank you, Ashton. It's not a question, it's just a comment. I feel like there's this hesitation to say why we need this, and I think we should say explicitly why we need it. If parents are deported, people need to have, or are at risk of deportation, need to have a plan for what's gonna happen with their kids. And they should have a say in what happens with their kids, so identifying a guardian, also it's what say in what happens with their assets. So that's what this is for, and I think it's important to just be direct about it. Got it, yeah.
Well, I think that, thank you, Sarah. This is open to anyone though. Regardless of their immigration status, this is open for them.
Yeah, I understand it's open to everyone and that's great, but the reason there's this urgency now and a new program now is because of the threat of deportation and sort of the heightened need for this service under those circumstances.
But Ashton, to your point, you may not be in that situation, but still may want to take advantage of this for whatever reason, is your point.
Yes, thank
you. Yeah, okay, any questions online? I don't see anyone online. I don't know if I'm seeing everybody, but if you're online and you have a question, unmute yourself right now and ask your question. I don't see anybody, no more questions in the room. Ashton, thank you very much, appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you. Then the final presentation in this area, a little bit earlier than we normally have them on. Let's have Kirk come on and talk about the library, and then we'll go back to the regular order of the agenda.
Okay, hello, everybody. Hope to see you sometime soon at the library if you're online, and welcome to everyone who's here. The biggest event that we have coming up that I want to make sure everyone is aware of is on Saturday, March 15th. We are going to be hosting here a town hall with Representative Juan Candelaria and Senator Martin Looney. They'll be talking about their plans at the General Assembly this year, but they will also want your input and hear what you think should be the priorities. So that will be taking place at 2 o'clock on Saturday, the 15th, right in the same room. So plan to attend and spread the word. The next thing I wanted to mention was, although appointments are getting booked up, if anyone is in need of tax preparation, the volunteer group VITA is doing each Saturday here, also in the same room. From 10:30 to 1:30 is doing tax prep. You do need to make a reservation, which you do through either calling or going to their website, 211, because they do not take walk-ins. But if you want to be able to do that free and locally, there are income eligibility requirements, but you can get your taxes done right here. The last thing I wanted to mention, of all the things that we have going on for kids, I just wanted to plug again our local artist, Mitch Rembert. You may know him from the mural that overlooks our front lawn. But he has been showing kids how to do a craft that you may not get much access to elsewhere. That's leather crafting. And he's going to be in here on the 25th and the 27th. And his plan is to come on the last Tuesday and last Thursday of each month through the end of May. So if kids want to learn more about a artistic craft that they may not have a chance to do elsewhere, have them come in. All the supplies are provided, and we can give you more information. But don't miss out on Mitch later this month. Thanks.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for that presentation. And any questions about anything the library is doing in the room? I don't see any. Any questions from anyone online regarding library activities? Just want to recommend to people, if you have time, please do come to that meeting with Senator Looney and Juan Candelaria. They are our state representatives. State government right now is in a really crucial role. And so it's important that your representatives in Hartford know what you're concerned about and what your priority and agendas are. So I just want to emphasize that one in particular, although everything else sounds good too. So. Okay, so that concludes that part of the agenda. So now we're going to go back to our more normal schedule and go to livable cities. Carmen is with us in person, live from the library. Carmen, if you could come over here, that would help us.
Sure, you mean sit in the middle?
Yeah, sit in the middle there. Okay. That's the hot. Those are the hot seats.
That's the hot seat. Okay.
And then that way people can see you. I'm gonna put you up on the screen.
Okay.
So that everybody can see you, even if they're behind you. I'm gonna pin you there. There you are.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you finished the survey, but if you could give me the survey, that would be great. I'm here today because the city of New Haven is, every 5 years, they have to do a consolidated plan of how they are going to spend federal funds. And of course, everyone thinks about the fact that we don't know what's happening with the federal funds, but whether we'll have any. However, we still have to do a 5-year consolidated plan on how we will spend funds. There's a questionnaire that's very important to fill out because we take our lead as to how we're gonna spend it from the community. So the community needs to tell us what programs or what services they feel are important to them, that they need in their community, so that we can put that in our plan and present it to HUD. And then be able to hopefully be granted money so that we can spend it that way. So it's very important to get the community's input on this. So I bought the questionnaires, it's just 6 questions. And the 2 supporting pages explaining what the 5-year consolidated plan is for housing and community development. You can talk about plans, you can talk about programs for youth, you can talk about programs for elderly citizens, you can talk about the need for new infrastructure improvements. It's a host of things that we can fund, but again, we need the direction from the community. So these surveys are actually very important to fill out. I don't know, Kirk, if it's possible for me to leave some of the surveys at the library upstairs so that people can pick them up. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, that's normal.
He was just here.
Yeah, he was just here. That's normal, yeah.
I can do that?
Yep.
Okay. And what I will do is for the people online is I will text or email Fairhaven Community Management Team, CMT, @gmail.com email, so that people can get the link so you can fill out a survey. Again, it's extremely important that we do that. Are there any questions?
Any questions about the survey and its purpose or where you can get a copy? Yes, Adam, go ahead.
So I look forward to getting the link to it, but can you just read us like 1 or 2 sample questions on there so we
Sure.
could know what kind of questions we're gonna answer?
Sure, there are only 6 questions, and the first one is, what do you think the greatest concern is in your community? The second one is, in your opinion, what are the greatest housing issues facing New Haven? In your opinion, what are the greatest public service needs in New Haven? What are the areas of concern that has been overlooked in your community? What types of program would improve your community? What are some facility or infrastructure improvements you think would improve your community? Those are the 6 questions. You don't have to answer them all. But it's just important that we answer what it is that we can answer and submit it.
Great. Any other questions online? I don't see any. Any other questions in the room? There's a question in the back.
Is that redundant with the 2034 survey?
The part of for the long range plan.
For the
That's
law,
what you're asking? It's a part of the long range plan?
no, no, this is completely different. This is just a plan for how we would spend community development block grant funds. They're HUD funds, they're federal funds. And before, I think it was before 1974, there were all sorts of programs across the country, doing all sorts of things for the community, and somehow at some point, they decided, let's do just some block grants to help communities deal with the issues that are important to them. And they're organized in this fashion.
Okay,
And so that's what we do every 5 years.
so do you have anything else real quick that?
Did anyone not get does everyone have a survey? Okay,
Okay, so, okay, thank you very much,
Thank you
Carmen.
so much.
We're gonna move along.
yes.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Okay, so, then, the next step on our agenda is actually the elections or election. We do, acknowledge and with great gratitude, acknowledge that Abby is gonna be relieved of her responsibilities by her choice of being our correspondence secretary, because bigger things are happening in her life. No pun intended. And, bigger things. So, I'm gonna hand it over to Adam. Adam, are you ready to take over and tell us how we're gonna do this?
Sure. You should have paper ballots in the library. I gave them to Kirk to bring in, so they should be there. We just had, and I also delivered some lists of the current voting members. I'll pull that up on my screen right now, just in case if you don't know if you're a voting member or not.
voting member, only voting members, someone that has attended the last, 5 of the last 7 meetings. You're on this list and Adam's gonna put it up online.
Right, so here, oh, you can see highlighted because I'm doing quorum. Right, so if you're on the list of the library on FHCHC, me, Lee, Dennis, Mary, Ann, Frank, Christina, Patricia, Paul, Laverne, Gina, Maureen, Elsie, I, Mark, Sarah, Hassan, Mary Wade, Abby, Farishta, John, Michelle Lee, Joyce, the police department, Sophia, Darlene, Sally, Carrie, David, Natalie, Liz, Donna, Aaron, Kara, and Robbie, and Jaywan. So that's all of our voting members. If you're online with us this evening, I'm going to give you a link. Please put your vote. If you're in person, fill out the paper and do the vote. And I'm going to count up the online ones. Christina's going to count the in-person ones. This is only for the corresponding secretary. There's only one candidate. So it should be pretty straightforward, but there is also the option to do a write-in if you absolutely need to write yourself in or whatever. So I'm going to share this link right now with the online group.
And while Adam's doing this, I'll remind you, unlike our votes for whether we're gonna support something, everything happens tonight. We'll know the results tonight. There's no waiting for a few days. We want to move forward with this. So elections, we did inform people last month. So that's why we're doing it this way tonight. So you have the option of voting for Anna, voting for someone else if you want to propose someone else, or abstaining. We want to make sure people have all the options. Our candidate has chosen not to speak to it. We all know her from her works out in the community.
I was gonna say, yeah, if you're online, you can see Anna there in the front left.
Adam,
We're blocked.
yeah,
Oh,
can't
no.
get in, Adam.
Yeah,
Oh,
Gotta
no.
sign in.
Okay, so if you have the right
Fix
to
that.
vote for a member and you voted, can we bring your ballot up or you can?
All right. Thank you for that. Try clicking it again. See if that fixes it.
What are we clicking?
The voting link in the chat.
Can you reshare it, Adam?
Yes.
Not
It is the
working on
last
my
one.
end, Adam. I can't get, just.
Still not working.
Well,
Okay.
clicking- Well, wait a
Adam,
minute.
I was able to get in.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 of them just popped up, Adam.
Okay.
All right. Yep. Responses are coming in. So I think they changed the Google Forms slightly on me.
I don't see how to vote. I hit the chat, but all I got is new messages.
So do you see my message in there that says voting link?
At the very bottom.
No.
Scroll all the way to the bottom of the chat.
All right, wait a minute. I got it, voting link. Okay. got
Yeah.
it.
It was here, I'll put it one more time.
All
right.
Members in the room.
Is that right?
And this is just kind of the easiest for tallying purposes, but if you absolutely can't get it to work out, just send me a private. But I feel like that's harder to do than.
And just in the room, to be clear, LCI and the police choosing to abstain. Yeah, okay. And that's a choice. Typically, people from the city, even though they have a right because of the number of times they've typically chosen to abstain of votes and really leave it to the residents. Okay, so we're doing that. And go ahead and continue to vote. Jaywan Carter, are you with us tonight?
I don't believe so.
Yeah. Let's just make a note to write to Jaywan because it is the end of the quarter. sort of, since he's not here tonight, ask him to come next month in April to do his quarterly report regarding the Civility Review Board. Okay, so if a note could be made of that to invite, yeah, invite Jaywan.
Oh, okay.
To make sure he comes next month. And he is a small business owner, so I know sometimes it's difficult for him to get away. Okay, we've been able to tally the vote in the room.
All right. I just say I forgot to set up like a spreadsheet for me and Christina to share the totals.
That's okay, because again, there's only one person.
Yeah.
Leave.
All right. I mean, do you have your totals? Do we just want to say our totals?
Sure, my totals, they're all 4 yeses, or 4 for the candidate.
All right. And we had on line 6 for the candidate and the rest abstentions. So Anna, welcome. You are new recording corresponding secretary. So all these fun things get to be your responsibility to share with the community.
May I assume you don't want to make an acceptance speech? Is that a safe assumption? Or
I hope to serve the community well.
wonderful, thank you for that.
We are so grateful for Anna's willingness to serve as well, so thank you.
Thank you all, tell all who participated in the
I am very
election.
grateful.
Okay, moving right along, since Jaywan isn't here, we've kept economic development update on our agenda, although we do not have a representative from economic development because they're down a few staff, but we want to leave that space on our agenda in the future when they staff back up again. We will be asking, and certainly we asked the only alder in the room to just, keep letting them know we do want economic development to come back to us. Okay, so moving right along, we are now to our announcements. So prepare yourself if you are on the list to be asked to speak in your turn. I have the first couple of announcements. So the first one, I'm actually going to go to the second one first because it relates to the election. I will remind everyone in the room and online that my co-chair Liz has stepped down due to family and work and education responsibilities. So there's an opening. We did announce this last month, but we got no takers. No one stepped up and talked to me or to anyone else on the executive about being considered to be co-chair. It is not mandatory. It's an option that we have. So if you're interested in the possibility of being co-chair, remember, first of all, that you must be a voting member. So 5 meetings out of the last 12, those are the people that are eligible. If you are not a voting member, but you are faithful and interested and so on and so forth, look at the list of voting members and nominate, talk to someone to see if they would be interested in serving. And we will just keep bringing that up month over month until we find someone to serve in that responsibility. And if you want to know what's involved in doing your position, you can talk to me and I will fill you in on that. Second, we used to get money from the city. We no longer do. We are now a self-funding organization, and we are looking for opportunities to write grants and get money that way. But as was mentioned before, we did make a plea for members to become a donor to the management team. Several people have already stepped up to the tune of several $100s. It's not about the amount. I do want to tell you, we had a talk about this in the executive committee, and 100%, each and every person who's on the executive committee has pledged to make a donation. Again, I will say to you, it's not about the amount. It's about what you say by making that donation, whether it be $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, or $500. It is about making that commitment. We believe in our organization. Every month you get a report Now it's from Patricia, it used to be from Gina. It tells you exactly how we're spending this money. It never, ever gets spent without the approval of the body of members. It never gets spent for anything outside of Fairhaven. We are typically granting or matching money. Something that we have done recently is we recently supported the dinner for Thanksgiving for elderly people in our community. We support or will support Fairhaven Day. We support a number of activities. Oh, the gardens. Mary Ann came in and asked for some money for the gardens. That's here in Fairhaven. That's what we do. So if you're a member, or even if you're not a member, if you love Fairhaven, please consider donating to the Fairhaven Community Management Team. We are not a 501c3 directly. So there is, for those of you that do detail in your taxes, we don't have that ourselves, but we have a way of passing it through a nonprofit that supports us. So we'll figure that out if that's something that you need. But most of us now are doing just a single deduction, and so please consider that. Any questions about donating to the management team, or any questions? Yes.
How can you make a donation? What are the various ways?
So the easiest way to make a donation is to hit to me in cash and I'll see you later. No, the easiest way to make a donation is to write a check to the Fairhaven Community Management Team. That check will go to Patricia. Patricia will register it, and you will get a letter of acknowledgement that you have made that donation. That is really the easiest way.
Payable to United Way, not.
No, to the management team. That's for Chatham Square.
Oh.
For us, we have, thank you for clarifying. So we have our own account, and it is managed by our treasurer. In cases where anything needs to be paid by the treasurer, the correspondence secretary is the second signature on that. The chairs are not, the vice chair is not, and so we have a double,
Your backup.
we have a backup.
Yeah.
In case the money needs to go out and to the treasurer. And again, every month you get a report on exactly how much money we have and what money has been spent. Any questions online? I don't see any online.
Dennis
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Dennis has a question. Let me get Dennis and then I'll come back to you, sir.
Yeah,
Dennis, go
one part of my question was already answered by about who to make checks or money orders out to. But do we have a mailing address?
Patricia, where would you like the checks sent? Should they be sent here to the library?
No, actually, it'd be easy for me if they just sent it to the house, to my house. I don't have a problem with it coming to my house.
Would you please say
I'm
what
putting
that-
I'm putting it in the chat right now, but it's 365 Peck Street in New Haven, 06513.
And again, that check made out to the Fairhaven Community Management Team. By the way, our account is right here at New Alliance Bank. For people to know. Question in the back, sir.
Oh, so the city doesn't provide funding to any of the CFTs?
None at all. That was
At one
cut.
point they did.
At one point they did.
Oh,
That
how
is-
long ago was that?
I don't know exactly, but it's been years.
Oh, okay.
It's been years. And we've stretched that money out and then we have added to it as well. But good question. Okay, thank you, everyone. Gonna go to the next announcement. It's actually by Adam, the neighborhood leadership lunch. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, so it's not really, I mean, I don't know if I would call it a leadership lunch. It's just a lunch. So I am putting together a lunch in the community. I just want a chance for us all to, get to know each other, get to know, where we live, what we do, all that kind of fun stuff. I'm going to have some Fairhaven trivia going. I've got lunch provided by Farm Belly, which is the new restaurant opening on Grand and Front Street. And they do all like, farm fresh stuff, and there'll be vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free options, all that kind of stuff. So feel free to come on down, have some lunch, meet some people. I'm gonna have some kind of, fun activities for us to do. But really, I just want us to get a chance to like, get together in a space that's not necessarily like these meetings are, we're very, oriented to, learning some things and voting on things and all this kind of stuff. And, there's less of a chance to just be like, hey, what kind of dogs do you like? So uh that's coming up on the 22nd of March. I have to make a few little edits to this flyer that I just put up, but the date and time, 1 to 3 in the afternoon on the 22nd of March, at the Atwater Center. And I will include these flyers with I'll give it to the correspondent, Anna, now to send out to everyone. So if you want to come on by, there's, great opportunities to meet people, say hi, learn about Fairhaven, learn about your neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adam. Our next announcement is regarding Hometown Recycling Day. It's just a reminder, we got a presentation last month, but I saw somebody is here.
Jeff's here.
Jeff.
Jeff, there you are.
Hey, Lee, thank you. Thanks for having me on again. And I will make it brief, but it's less than a month away, April 5th, Hometown Recycling Day. It's down at Truman School over on the corner of El Grasso and Washington, and in the Hill area. And just a couple things to remind you that we're not doing mattresses and box springs anymore. So please don't put them on your roof and expect to get rid of them down there. I mean, if you bring them by mistake, whatever, we will be able to handle it. But also, we're not taking rechargeable batteries, but we are adding a new item that we're taking, which is bottle and can redemption. I told you last time, and I can't get excited enough about this because it's going to be easy for you guys to just put everything in one bag. They'll weigh it real quickly, and you get $20 per bag. No glass though. Just bring bottles and cans, plastic bottles. And we also have a new information partner, Habitat for Humanity, is going to be down there. So we got a bunch of people with information. Like I said, I want to make it brief because I don't want to hold the meeting hostage. But I'm going to put the flyer right now in the chat again. I put it in early. We got the English and Spanish versions finally. Thanks for your patience for that. And I hope to see you on April 5th. Any questions?
What are the hours?
Oh, sorry, 9 to 12.
9 to 12. So basically a morning activity. Get up, get your breakfast, get over there before lunch. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you. Okay. So I do want to make one final announcement myself before we go to the alders, and that is I noticed that our attendance is slightly down. We're down about 10 people from the normal attendance. So if you happen to notice either online or in the room, someone that you normally see here and you know them and they're not here, just let them know. Because if people know that their absence was noticed, then that will remind them to come. So if you're welcome to invite new people, we want new people to come. But if you don't see someone that you know, if you don't see them, say something to them, just tell them we missed you at the meeting. We'd love to have you back, okay? Because we want to keep our attendance rolling. We've typically been about 50, sometimes 55, 60, but around 50 is the normal attendance between in the room and online. We want to keep that going. So thank you for that. And with that, I'm going to start in on the list of alders. First alder on our list is Alder Ellen Cupo. She is not present, but she did send a report, and Abby's gonna tell us about that.
Yes, so I guess you can't see me, but you can hear me. Is that sufficient or should
Yeah.
I?
No, go ahead.
Probably fine.
Yeah.
Yes, so Alder Cupo shared a number of announcements she wanted us to make. So the first one, there's some dates to put on your calendar, so I'd appreciate, I'll put them in the chat actually afterwards. These are upcoming in the next month or so. April 5th is which I'm sure Alder Miller will also speak to, the first day of the City Seed Worcester Square Farmers Market outdoors, I think. Okay, so it's moving from indoor to outdoor that day. So mark your calendar. On Thursday, April 10th, there'll be an event on gentrification, housing and health in New Haven at the New Haven Public Library main branch. So there is a flyer and there's also Eventbrite. Thanks, Adam. So feel free to sign up. There's a link there. And we'll link this in the follow-up email. And then on Sunday, April 6th is the Worcester Square Cherry Blossom Festival. So mark your calendars for that. That's from 12 to 4. And then lastly, there's the 2025 Youth and Recreation Department Book Award is accepting applications. I don't actually know that much about this, but you can see the information on that flyer.
This is the youth department, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the youth department. They do this every year. You can nominate a high school, high school senior or college freshman who you think is great in some way. And it's a scholarship toward their college.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So there you go. Nominate your awesome high school friends.
Yeah, for those of you that have been to college or know about such things, books are something that a lot of people don't think of. They're super expensive. And for somebody to get, $1,000 toward books, that's a huge help for the student. That's less money out of their pocket. So please, if you know someone, say something, nominate them for this award. Okay, that's great. That's Alder Ellen Kuko's report. Do we have a report from Alder Tanvi Smith?
We do, yes.
Excellent.
So Alder Smith is unfortunately unable to be here because she serves on the Environmental Policy Committee of the subcommittee. So she's there tonight, but she has 2 updates to share. One is the proposed city budget has just been released for fiscal year 2025-2026. So it'll be sent over to Board of Alders for public hearings and voted on in 2 months in May or possibly in June. And so she's requesting that everyone keep your eyes out for the public hearings. She's linked where those will be and when those will be. And so we encourage all of you to go express your opinions on the budget. And there's also the proposed budget is linked in her report and we'll send that out. And then Alder Smith has launched along with others, the Fairhaven, Clean Haven, Great Haven, anti-littering campaign.
We actually have it on the agenda.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
After this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I will.
Yeah.
Well, I think you know more about it than I do, so I'm gonna defer to Alder Miller to talk about that during her.
We have lawn signs. We have posters. Sarah, you want to? Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
so we have some trash in the neighborhood, you may have noticed. The trash.
A little bit of trash.
We're kind of sick of the trash. So it's a big project. It's, we haven't had when I was growing up, we learned in school, don't litter. Like, we haven't had that in our schools for a generation or more. And it's gonna take a lot to change it, but we're gonna start with this. I think there's a lot of people who just don't know what to do with their old mattresses and stuff, so start with sharing information, start with raising awareness. We had an event yesterday to kind of launch this. Was it yesterday? It was recently, maybe yeah.
Beautiful article in the Independent.
Yeah, we have some nice press about it. The website is up. The lawn signs are available starting tomorrow morning, every day at Mary Wade, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. The lawn signs and posters, everything, anybody from the community can stop by, pick it up.
We have about 9 of them here.
We have the library too. They're available for everybody. And most importantly, we're gonna do a lot of cleanups this summer. So if you follow like my Ward 14 social media, it'll be there. Frankie's doing a lot. Caroline's doing a lot. Others will, I'm sure, as well. So if you wanna do one on your block, we'll help you. LCI is a resource. Like, work through your alders to get stuff set up, and we're gonna just all work together, 1 block at a time, 1 yard at a time. and try to make this better.
First one's coming up, March.
March 15th at Chatham Square Park. We'll have like 100 people, it's gonna be a really
Yeah.
big one.
Alder Redante has worked his butt off, and he's gotten students from Southern, he's gonna have like 80 people there. But it's really important that it not just be people from outside the neighborhood. Please, if you can help, even if you just go there to say thank you, even if you just go there to hang with people, show that you care, that you notice that people are cleaning up, even if you physically can't do it.
I believe 9 to 12.
Yeah.
It's on his social.
Yeah, it's all over social media. We have a limited number of these here, about 9 of them, more at the Mary Wade home. We have the signs in English and Spanish. If you can't put a long sign, we have these. We're gonna be handing them out to all the businesses on Grand Avenue. We may be less successful at some of the smaller businesses off of Grand. So if you know a business owner that would be supportive of this, see if they'll put a poster up or something. It's a great way to engage someone by asking them, would you be willing to put a poster up?
Yeah, so volunteers are great for helping to distribute. It's an election year, so there's gonna be a lot of door knocking. We're gonna try to integrate these materials into our door knocking, so we're gonna have conversations with people at doors. We're also giving them the information about how to keep your neighborhood clean, offering them a lawn sign. But if anybody's up for just doing your block, knocking every door on your block and letting people know, distributing cards, that's what they're there for.
Is there anything else in your report, Sarah, about anything else? So we have a ton of these cards, so please take them in English.
Did we finish Caroline's report?
Yes, that was it. Yep. So
That's the end of your
continue,
report?
you can just
Okay.
carry on.
I wanted to just remind everyone that, people are still really stressed about the national situation, especially here, especially people who, don't have documentation. We had a very successful community dining now to support Salsas. We're gonna do another one probably later in March, so stay tuned for that. The community engagement team we have is now a citywide coalition working on different aspects of how we support our immigrant community. And the community engagement team is meeting every Saturday. There's an email list, there's like, if you're not on it and wanna be, let me know. It's not being like widely disseminated because we wanna offer some protection to people to participate. But if you wanna be involved and you're not already, please let me know and we will hook you up. Also remind people, Fairhaven Day, our plans are marching along, May 3rd. It's gonna be really, really great, so put it in your calendar if you have in mind anybody who could sponsor. We have sponsorships available, if you have a vendor who wants to participate, the vendors are open. It will all, toward the end, fill up really quickly, and so like, if you have people get them in, you wanna add anything on?
If anyone needs more information, you can just reach me. I'm right here, or I can also give my email.
And you're doing the tables.
The resource tables, yeah.
And we need volunteers, and so plenty of ways for people to be involved, and the website is up, and do what you did last year, plus more. The clean team we talked about, Caroline talked about the budget. I just wanted to mention about the budget. It's basically a status quo budget because we actually have no idea what our budget's gonna be, because we're anticipating significant state and federal cuts. The state, same thing, the state's doing a budget, but it's like, who knows, because there will be cuts after the budget passes, and so it's gonna have to be this process of revision. So we're gonna just.
Federal funding.
Federal funding, so we're gonna just plan for everything we can plan for. Control what we can control, keep our values, try to reflect what we believe in as much as possible in the budget. If there's things that you think, we should be doing more of, please tell us, that's why we have a public process. So that's it on the budget.
Before going up back one for the next holder, I just want to say a quick word about community dining out night, because probably not a lot of people know this. But community dining out night is an opportunity to, we know that not everyone in the neighborhood can afford to dine out. But those of us who can afford at least once a month to eat out at a restaurant, we want to really support our local businesses. So all community dining out night is you'll get an announcement, you go to that restaurant, Typically, it's at about 6 o'clock in the evening, 6 to 8. A bunch of people from the neighborhood will be there. We obviously tell the business owner that we're gonna come there. And there's no agenda. It's not a meeting. You just come, grab some food. Some people are kind of in a rush. They have other things. You can come in, grab your food, say hello to everybody, and just take your food home. But hopefully, a number of us, like we did at South, about 30 of us stayed for about an hour and a half, met people, and some people came from as far as Westville, from East Rock, and it's just as a way to, but the majority were from Fairhaven. It's just a way to signal to the business owners, we see you, we appreciate you, we want you here, and now more than ever with uncertainty, it's important to do this. So if you can afford to do it, if you have any questions, please let Sarah or me know. We'll be able to answer your questions. And we also want other people in other neighborhoods to do this, but we're not going to organize it for them. We will encourage them and support them to do it in other neighborhoods. This is all about Fairhaven and Fairhaven restaurants. So just wanted to share that. I'm going to go back one to Alda Anafesta. I don't believe she submitted a report.
No report.
If you're a constituent of hers, please let her know that we'd appreciate hearing from her. Then we're going to jump, Sarah already reported, Frank Redenti is not here. He did send a message saying that he was committed this evening to a fundraiser for a nonprofit. I don't know, did he send us a report?
He did, yes. So a couple of
Love
announcements.
our Alder.
Yes, I know, they're showing up. A couple of announcements from Alder Dente. The smoke shop legislation from the health department and zoning should be ready to go for a vote the next Board of Alders meeting. So this will regulate where smoke shops are allowed to open and also hold accountable those who are conducting business, who are managing those shops. On March 15th, as we all mentioned, he's hosting the 9 to 1 Chatham Park cleanup. So he's inviting everybody to go. And also if you have suggestions about a park that could use a cleanup, he is inviting and soliciting your feedback. And then on May 3rd, he has asked us to share, after Fairhaven Day, the Elm City Wrestling Club is hosting its first charity event. There'll be live professional wrestling, former WWE stars, and the proceeds will benefit the Elm City Wrestling Club. So yeah, and so he's inviting everyone to join that event or to consider donating. So contact him for more info and keep your eyes peeled because that will be advertised closer to the date.
Okay. Thank you for that information. And then finally, Alder Jose Crespo, he's not in the room. I don't see him online. Do we have any information from him?
We do not.
We do not. Okay, again, so we are in Ward, in that case, it's Ward 16. You see your Alder, tell him we appreciate hearing from him, even if he can't come. Love the Alders that even when they can't come, they still show up. And I want to take this opportunity now that we've gone through the Alders. This is Abby's last night as our correspondence secretary. I don't know if any of you know how important, what a crucial role she plays in keeping things going and organizing us for the executive committee meeting and just getting our correspondence out. This is a job that Anna has stepped up into, but not anyone does this kind of work. So I just want to acknowledge her and thank her for her service. And wish you the best of luck with the next step in your life.
Thank you. And thanks to the rest of the board for catching, it's a group effort and for keeping things from falling through the cracks because everybody does a ton. So wanted to say that.
Oh, so with that, any final announcements, any announcement that we didn't, that we missed or anything like that? We're actually a little early, but that's good. Anyone online have anything they'd like to share before we conclude the meeting? I don't see any. Anyone in the room? Okay, may I have a motion to conclude our meeting? We moved it? Sarah moved it. Second?
I'll second.
Second. It's a motion to conclude our meeting, so we don't have to vote on it. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for attending online. Take care.
All right.
See you all.
Everybody.
Bye now.
A note, electronic.